There's an old technique for delivering presentations that I'm quite sure you've relied on and probably used many times. But what if I told you that this technique will definitely not help you deliver a world class presentation? Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk, and I'll tell you what this old technique looks like, why it's of little use to you, and what you should do instead.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
I remember the excitement of learning my first real presentation model. Although I enjoyed public speaking, I'd never received any formal training. I learned an approach that I'm guessing many of you have heard before. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. It changed my way of thinking dramatically, improved the presentations I was delivering, and gave me structure that I was sorely missing. Oh, did I mention that I learned the model when I was in ninth grade? Tell them what you're going to tell them. I'm not suggesting that this isn't important, but I am suggesting that it's ridiculously simple and missing many key components. I'll tick off a few for you. What about telling them what's in it for them to listen to you in the first place? What about telling them what the big picture of your message is? What about telling them what you expect from them when you're done telling them? What about telling them who you are, where your information is coming from, and a proof source or two about how what you're about to tell them has worked for others? What about starting with something creative that grabs the attention of your audience before you even begin telling them what you're going to tell them? Seems there's a lot more to telling them what you're going to tell them than first meets the eye. All right, let's talk about telling them. So tell them. Also known as the body of the message, this is usually the easiest part of a presentation and the most misjudged. When you tell them, will you be organizing your notes in a word outline, a sentence outline, or manuscript? By the way, I'm rooting for anything but a manuscript. When you tell them, will you be cautious to avoid the mistake of telling them too much? Too much information happens to be the single biggest mistake most presenters make, bar none. When you tell them, will you make sure you build room for audience participation, questions, facilitation, and anything else that will allow you to stop telling them and let the audience be a part of your presentation? Seems there's a lot more to telling them than first meets the eye. Then finally, tell them what you're going to tell them. Here comes the part where you nail that big close of yours. You do nail that big close of yours, don't you? I mean, if you do, then I'm assuming you tell them what you told them by creatively reviewing the key points of your presentation. You tell them what you told them by reminding the group they met the objectives you established when you began your presentation. You tell them what you told them by finishing with the best quote, story, or creative move you possess. See, if you really want to deliver a world-class presentation, there's more to it than what you'd find in your old, tired, underachieving model that's been dragging around since high school. There's a lot more to it. And if you need proof, try performing this small task. Listen to every single point that was made in this podcast and ask yourself this. If your goal was to deliver the best presentation of your life, which of these pieces would you identify as unnecessary?
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.